Alright, I got a couple things to get to, or subjects to cover today. And first on the list would be former Clinton campaign director of communications, Jennifer Palmieri. Palmieri, links in the description for everything, including the spelling of the name. Alright, well, she had an interview with Chuck Todd on MSNBC last night, where apparently, in her opinion, one, it's not healthy to focus on the lack of energy that was seen surrounding the Clinton campaign from the voters prior to the defeat in November. She also feels as though she's also of the opinion that while the base is very energized, that she doesn't feel as though that they're angry. That it's more that they're just scared. And also, she also feels as though that what the Democratic Party needs to be doing going forward to progress and to recover from the crushing defeat of November is that they need to basically comfort people and show support for their voters. Not actually do anything, mind you. Wouldn't want that. But they want to. She said they should show support. And here, let me read a little bit about here. She goes on. She says mentions. She actually mentions the current Trump's cabinet nominees or nominations. And the confirmation process and some of the controversy and some of the fireworks that have erupted over that. And she feels that, those are important, but says that there are more important things going on in the country. And that the senators and representatives in Washington should turn their attention to the people in the country instead of just focusing on the nominations, because, well, that's what the people want. That's what will win it for them going forward. Town hall meeting debates and ice cream socials. That'll do it. All right, granted, it didn't work last time, but you know what? Second time's a charm, right? And last but not least, she feels that, okay, here's the one part I'm going to genuinely quote this crap. She states in the interview, that the base is there, but you are wrong to look at these crowds and think that means that everyone wants $15 an hour. Don't assume that the answer to big crowds is moving policy to the left. I think the answer to big crowds is engaging as much as you can, to be as supportive as you can. Now that's what you tried last time. In fact, I believe one of the WikiLeaks leaked documents in relation to dealing with Black Lives Matter advocates basically stated that exact method of handling them. That, be nice, show support, but when it comes to actually proposing policy, don't do it. Don't actually do something. Meet with them, agree with them, try to placate them, and then don't do jack shit. Just get their vote and move on. And that's the problem I have with people, with Miss Palmieri here, and people like her. involved in government today. They just got done handing the White House to a baboon in a hairpiece. A historically disliked baboon, mind you, not one that was like well liked and good with kids, but no, one that they hated. And they couldn't beat him. They, even states that they considered absolutely have on lock, and they lost them. And what we're supposed to follow these people's advice going forward on how we fix the issues with the party, and how we get the Democrats, like, rebuild the party and get them back on top. We're supposed to listen to this person. This person basically said in that interview that, for example, with Senator Warren. Senator Elizabeth Warren had a bit of a thing a few days ago over the confirmation of Ben Carson to be in charge of HUD, where she grilled him in the committee or in the hearings, but then folded like a deck chair and voted for him. And immediately was just inundated with tweets and emails and messages on Facebook and phone calls of people expressing their displeasure with that decision, to the point that she actually had to go on Facebook and defend herself. Like, put out statements for defending her actions because of all the backlash that she received for it. And Paul Mary, who just got done losing an election, her advice is that people like Senator Warren and other Democrats in the same situation shouldn't worry about the anger of the progressive base and should instead focus on other things outside of Washington. That's how you lost. That is how they fucking lost, okay? They didn't. They would look outside Washington, want to talk to the people and get in touch with the everyday working Americans and hear their story about their struggle and what matters to them, and then not do a damn thing about it. That is why they're on the fucking ropes. That is why the Republicans now control everything. Is because of tactics like that. And she's still going around pushing for those same tactics that put us into this situation and is ridiculous. Like, oh yeah, like, we've got we've got senators in Washington that for the first time are being absolutely hounded by the voters to the point where they are compelled to actually do something. I mean, Senator Warren, she had some good moments. Bernie, of course, he's been about the same since Bush 1 was in office, or before, since he got there. But the rest of them, like even Tim Kaine. Tim Kaine was a senator. He was Hillary Clinton's running mate. Even Tim Kaine friggin' dropped a set and jumped down a couple of those nominations' throats and raked them over the coals like he was supposed to, over them being horrifically unqualified. Of course, that set he dropped shriveled right back up when it came time to vote, and he voted for him. So, I mean, all those brownie points were wiped out. But still, you get the point. Like, even those, like, sedentary, never did shit for the voters, Democrats, are being spurred into action. And that's her great advice. Oh, don't listen to them. They don't want you to actually change policy. They want you to have like friggin' cookies and ice cream with them and discuss things, but not actually act on it. What a friggin' load of horse shit. Jennifer Palmieri, go away. Just get out. All right? Get out of Washington. Get out of politics. You're done. All right? We don't need people like you around anymore. You screwed up. You screwed up the country. And we're not listening anymore. All right? Go, why don't you go contact one of your donors and get set up with a nice, cushy, nice, like, cushy, a board advisor or something, like, position where you can make six figures and stay out of everyone's way. Alright, links to that will be in the description below. Alright, next topic. A little more lighthearted topic here. Yeah, actually, you know what? You are dismissed. Get off my screen. Alright. Next little topic here, a bit more lighthearted. Alright, this is something I was not actually aware of before, but evidently it is a proud Trump family tradition to have a line of like relatively nice clothes that are manufactured in China and the Philippines and not in the U.S. In this particular case, I am talking about Ivanka Trump, who has her own line of clothing and accessories for sale at various retailers. Now, one of those retailers, Nordstrom's, decided to stop selling Ivanka Trump's line of clothing and accessories, citing lackluster sales as the cause. Now, Trump being Trump, he had a reaction to this. He had a response, but, of course, he handled it in a mature, presidential way that is really becoming of the office of the President of the United States. Oh. He tweeted again. Never mind. Scratch that last part. Did someone take his cell phone away? Okay, just like hide it. Is that asking too much? Just like when he's not looking, just wait. Take two people. Okay? One of you go in front of him and jangle some keys while the other one gets the phone out of his pocket and go put it someplace, like on a high shelf, or maybe hide it in a book where he'll never look for it. But get him off Twitter, for crying. See how bad this looks? Alright, anyway. my Trump voice. I can't do a Trump voice, but... My daughter Ivanka has been treated so unfairly by Nordstrom's. She's a great person, always pushing me to do the right thing. Terrible. Okay, I don't know how that has anything to do with her products not selling. I mean, I'm just saying it's the free market, pal. They seem to consistently want to preach about free market, capitalism. Well, here you go. Here's a prime example. But I move on. It gets a bit better because yesterday. So did you say? Yeah, yesterday, during a press conference, the White House press secretary and Trump's favorite special snowflake, Sean Spicer, where's his picture at? Is that you? No, that's not him. Sean Spicer. No, not him. There we go. Wanted to make sure that everyone wanted to make clear that he felt that Nordstrom's actions were a direct attack on Trump's policies and Ivanka Trump's name. And also that the Ivanka Trump line is a fantastic line of clothing, shoes, and accessories. He should know he is a proud customer. Oh. Once again, and so, after that, there is actually one more thing. Even in addition to this, there is something else, a good, like an upside that happened here. And according to an article in Reuters, after the incident, Nordstrom stock has actually gone up by more than 4%, adding about $300 million worth of value to the shareholders. Those times when you actually do kind of like the free market. Moving on. Lastly, President Trump has made America great once again by bringing jobs back to our shores. In a meeting or press conference held yesterday in the Oval Office, Intel CEO Brian Krasnich, Krzanich, stood in the Oval Office with the president to announce that Intel was going to be investing $7 billion in the construction of a new chip manufacturing plant outside of Phoenix, Arizona, stating this factory would eventually employ up to 3,000 people. And, of course, the CEO of Intel, who's a Trump supporter for a while, and the president himself, heralded this as a good sign. Jobs are coming back from America, and it's a victory for the Trump administration. Except Intel actually already tried building that factory in the past. Looked a little deeper and found out that evidently that specific plan, that specific factory, was initially announced back in 2011 at an event with President Barack Obama. Only at that time they said it was going to provide 4,000 jobs. But the plans were canceled in 2014 due to a slump in sales at Intel. Well, at this point, this year, or I believe in 2016, Intel's profits had actually, or towards the end of 2016, Intel's profits had actually gone back up after restructuring and rejiggering some things company-wise. And so now the plan is back in motion. Not really much to do with Trump, but I mean, come on, really? He's been in office a couple weeks. You think he really had like this? A company's not going to decide to build a factory, to spend $7 billion to build a factory in 2-3 weeks after he's sworn into office. This was on the books has been on the books for a while. Sorry, Donnie, you don't get to take credit for this one. Now there is one other bit of information that, of course, no one in that administration wants to mention, and that is that, according to an article in Wired magazine, Intel has actually announced plans to lay off 12,000 workers worldwide. Of course, they won't say how many of those workers are going to be in the United States, but about half of Intel's workers are U.S. based. So really, it's pretty possible that Intel will actually, even with this, will still eliminate more jobs than they create. So, again, sorry, Don. Not as big of a win as you were hoping for. But, you just keep working on it. I'm sure occasionally, what they say, every so often, even a blind squirrel gets a nut. So, that's it for today. Links for everything are in the description. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time.